Hey friends, it's Miss Pavone with a science experiment. Chances are you've gone outside lately, because that's all we kind of can do right now. And maybe you've seen some clouds. Some days the clouds up in the sky are long and wispy. Sometimes they're like fluffy clouds. And sometimes, if it's going to rain, they're very low and dark and spread out. But what exactly is a cloud? Well, that's what today's science experiment is about. For our experiment, you're going to need a jar full of water, some shaving cream, and some food coloring. Remember to ask your parents first before you do an experiment. Now, I want you to pretend that this little jar right here is a park. And in the park, there's a little pond. Well, the way that we get clouds is the sun and the water do a little dance. And as the sun hits that water, the water begins to warm up and evaporate. Evaporate, that's kind of a fun word because you've probably already seen it. Whenever your mom boils water to make spaghetti or rice, what happens to that water? Well, in this jar, I boiled some water already. And watch what happens when I lift up this plate. Do you see the smoke? That's evaporation. It's a fancy word, but it just means the water is heated up and it's becoming a gas. And in the world, when the pond heats up, or a lake or a river or a stream or the beach, when that water heats up, it evaporates and it becomes a cloud. But what happens to that water once it gets all the way to the top? Well, it's very cold in the top of the sky. And the water gathers together and they make clouds. And they're very, very happy up there until there's too many of them. What happens if there's too many of them? Well, now it's time for our experiment. We're going to pretend that this jar of water is our atmosphere. That just means where we live. And this here is going to be just a nice, white, fluffy cloud. Like one of those you see on a really nice day. Now, so far, all the water is very happy in the cloud. But now there's too much of them. And so, if there's too many of them, we're going to pretend that this is the water coming into the cloud. And we're going to put it on the very top of our cloud. And we're going to see what happens. Now, when that water starts to get into that cloud and it starts to move around and want some space, that's when we get rain. All right, friends, we took our little break and now can you see the water coming down? That would be a big, big rainstorm if it was real rain. And so that's called our water cycle. And the earth needs the water cycle very much because when that water goes up into the sky, it becomes clean and good water to drink. And everybody needs that. Have fun with the science experiment. Till next time.